What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. One. Click. No. 2, 3. Click. Click. Okay, this doesn't work because they go, fuck that, damn it. 1. 1. What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. I don't know if I got enough light on me. I can't work like this. I'll see you soon. Obviously it's noisy. I'm outside. I'm outside of my garage, actually, out front of my place. No, it's not going to be a walk on. It's going to be a present. I love you all. This is the Jedi. What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. For the 80,000th time. I first want to apologize for delivering this video so late. As you know, I never make proclamations that I don't mean. And if I say I'm going to do something, I absolutely intend to do that. But I also always recognize that the will of the divine is greater than mine, and so as fate would have it, I was not able to get this video produced as quickly as I thought I was going to. A lot of things have come up. A lot of things are popping up, everybody. A lot of things, both in my personal life and just in the society in general. And so I have just been pulled in all directions. This is going to be a long video. How long, I don't know. But what I do know is that there are quite a few things that I want to address. I can tell you the video is going to be all over the place. All over the place. I think the title is going to be something about Bloomberg, but I don't know that right now. I will show you the hardest part for me. One of the hardest parts, well, the number one hardest part for me of producing a video is what to call it. You know, I hate that. Why do I need to call it anything? That's why I always say to you, you can't just go by the title of my video. Just know that that's just a struggle title, that I just need to put something up there so that the video is searchable and that it has a name. But I'm always all over the place in my videos. So if you just look at the title and think that that is what it's going to be about, or that's all it's about, then you're just cheating yourself. You have to watch everything that I put out. You just do. You just do. You just do. So this is going to be a lengthy video. I think what I want to do is I want to start with the rough stuff, if you will, and then we'll just kind of lighten it out at the end you know, the stuff that doesn't really matter to humanity or the culture or you or me or anything else. All right. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see the necklace of knowledge and wisdom, but I'm doing my best. So I'm gonna be all over the place, as I said. I also intend to, if I can, try to get to some shout outs, you guys. That's very important to me. I hate the way I look right now, but I'm not going to obsess on look and lighting. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Going to fight the urge to start over. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. All right. So maybe you could just not look at the video. Just turn away and just listen to me. That'll help. All right, fine. I said to you, I'll leave that in the whimsical stuff, the soft stuff at the end. So I want to start right out the gate kind of firm. Because what's really itching my butt, you guys, is you. Us. We. Because I go back to one of the many ancestors that possesses my very being, and that is El Hajj Malik Shabazz, more widely known as Malcolm X. He's one of the many people that I'm possessed by, and especially at this time of the year, because I'm a February baby. This is the month of my birth. My birthday is the 25th of this month, but alas, we're already in the energy space of my birth. And Malcolm was murdered in the month of February. And I have always recognized a significance in that detail. That it's not random, you know. Remember, my life, as is with yours, is an explosion of energy in space, in a particular space in time. Stay with me. That we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. That this houses my spirit. It's just a physical way for people to see and hear me. But I am a spirit, and so are you. And so you guys know that I've said this till I'm blue, and I'm going to say it till I take my last breath, because it's the truth. So I'm obsessed with my spiritual energy and my connection to the atoms of the universe and creation. And I know that there must be correlation between the time that he was born and died and the time that I was born, you know. Okay, it wasn't the same year, but just that it's the same month, you know. And when was Malcolm murdered? I think it was the 21st. Don't quote me. So that it was later in the month, which is, my birthday is later in the month. My birthday is the 25th, so and February is the shortest month, so it's around that time. But anyway, Malcolm said to us, when he was living, when he was talking about voting and politics, he was saying, look at the power that you have. He said, because you can see that white people don't agree on anything. He said, every time there's an election, it's always 50% and 50%. He said, so you make the difference. Whatever you say, that's what's going to go. So that tells me two things. A, what I say to you all the time, nothing has changed. Our predicament, this atmosphere, this nation is still the same. White people are certainly still the same. Be clear about that. There's been no evolution and change. It also says to me what I've said to you, that I know they're lying about the numbers of the population. What incentive would they have to tell the truth? That they're the minority. because we know they're the minority on the planet. And I suggest to you, I've said to you for many years that they are the minority in this nation. I've backed that up with real data showing you that they lie, they have other cultures lie and call themselves white who are not white, and that those are the numbers that are recorded on the census. You add that to the fact that they have admitted to a year, 2025 or something like that, or 20, I don't remember the date now, that where America will no longer be a majority white country. It'll be a majority minority. So if they're saying it for them, we always assume that they're lying because that's the only history and current behavior we have from them. So we don't go, well, that's an accurate date. It's more likely that I'm correct than what they're perpetrating. So we are the majority, I suggest. And you're seeing now in the political cycle, the last several really, but certainly in this one, you're hearing so much about the black vote, the black vote, the black vote. You know, Joe Biden claimed he has a black firewall in South Carolina and all of it. Well, this is where you make me sick, where I am disgusted at us, where I want to pull my hair out and do all sorts of things that are prohibited and illegal, that all end in jail time. Because one thing I demand in my life of anyone who's going to be around me is I must have your loyalty. Period. I don't care if you're family, friend, or foe. I must have your loyalty, and I demand it. Do you understand? Because I understand the importance of loyalty. And so that you can still be an individual. But when it comes to dealing in my universe, there's certain things that you must agree with me on, because it's just, that's the only way. Like, if we see the sky as blue, just give you an example, it's not like dogma, or like I'm coming up with something ridiculous and want you to just believe in it because I believe it. No. I'm saying it is the truth, and so therefore you must acknowledge and act on that same truth, period. I tell you, there's no room for opinion on a lot of things. It's this or that. You understand? It's this gray area, you know, that white people have really inserted into mankind, really. Because we are people that come from a culture that where there's not a try. There's a do or do not. There is no try. There's no word for it. There's nothing to describe that. It's either do or do not. That's what we come from. That's who we are. So that this try is really outside of it's anti-African. It's anti-African. So when you think about the concept of loyalty, by extension and by default, that equals unity. So that, to digress on my previous point, to say that, you know, you can be an individual and have your own thoughts, and you can have opinions about certain things, but there's things that there is no wiggle room for that. I don't tolerate it in my atmosphere. If I look at the sky and it's blue, you need to agree that sky is blue. Otherwise, you can't be around me. Period. So it's that. This is that for me. When it comes to the struggle of our people, we hear so often, we can't wait. We often see these coons who can't wait to get on television and say, well, black people are not a monolithic group. But they never follow it up because they don't believe it. So why would they state it? But what should be followed up, that statement to say, but we are unified and monolithic in our struggle, and we see it the same way. That's what we have to get to. You don't get to see the struggle any different than I do. And I don't get to see it any different than you do. That's what's causing us problems. You understand? So, why I laid all that out is because you see the media, because they're all one, everybody. There is no Democrat and Republican and independent. There isn't. There's white people and white supremacy, and that's it. And then there's haves and have-nots. There's powerful and no power. There are no political parties. None of that exists. This is another lie, a grand lie from white people, because they are obsessed on the earth, and certainly indeed in this nation, with running everything and everybody and being over everything and everybody. That's them. You understand? So it's when we understand that, then if we're thinking the same in terms of our struggle and our predicament, then we have the same response. And when righteousness is at the forefront of your heart in every single move that you make and every word that you say, then your behavior becomes different and your reactions to things become different. They line up more like mine. But when you allow yourself to be clouded and fogged up by white whispering, white religion, white society, white thinking, and all this other stuff, then you end up having reactions to things that are antithetical to the success and the survival of African people. So in this case, you have all of the power structure. That's your media, that's your Democrats, your Republicans, everybody. Big business, big industry, the banks, Wall Street, name everybody. Pharmaceuticals, the insurance companies, everybody are all one. They all want a corporate candidate. They don't care if it's Trump. They don't care if it's anybody other than Bernie Sanders. They are falling over themselves to change the rules, to try and ignore him, to misreport his wins. Wait, here comes Bloomberg all of a sudden. And they need your black ass to go along with it in order for their thing to be successful. And so this is where you make me the sickest. Now, before I go any further, before I forget it, let me give you a phone number. You're going to write and you're going to call this. Or you're going to unsubscribe from this goddamn channel. Because it's time you get off your ass and do something. And be a part of something that doesn't cost you anything. You're going to write area code 918-587-1428. And I'm sure in post-production I will put that up on the screen. But again, area code 918-587-1428. Don't leave me no comment on this damn video if you've not called that phone number. You understand me? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because I want to know what time you called and what response you got. I'm not playing games, everybody. I always tell you, if you want something you never had, you got to do shit you never did. That's the key to success on anything. Now, what number is that, Jedi, that you just gave to us? That is the number for a Reverend Robert Turner. He would be the pablum-puking Christian pastor of the Vernon Chapel AME Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We need to start calling any church that allows any of these people that we don't need as president, or any of them, quite frankly, that allow any, but certainly any of them that are have shown themselves to be against us. We need to call these churches and say, you're not going to let them speak at your damn church. You're not going to do that. You see? Again, this goes back to when you sat on your asses for my brothers and you couldn't step up and join the Black Independence Liberation League, because that would be well underway by now had you stepped your trifling asses up. And what that organization would be doing at this point, at this juncture for this particular issue, is I would need you to call them. Yeah, you still, but I still would probably have you call them. But we would be showing up to see Reverend Robert Turner at the Vernon Chapel AME Church in Tulsa. You see? Because, and then you had 3 Congress people that, or Black Caucus people. I should show their picture now. That is your coon du jour. You understand? These people are endorsing this Bloomberg person. And the only thing needed for a few coons to succeed is for the rest of us to follow along. I'm sure they've all gotten checks and have been paid off, and Bloomberg has seduced them, because it doesn't take anything to seduce any of you black Christian folks. You understand? No effort at all. No effort at all. You're easily impressed by Massa. Anything that he does or says, you're just impressed with it. You see? Happy to be grinning up in his face and all this other thing. We still have brothers and sisters in jail now behind this stop and frisk nonsense that went on for his entire 12 years as the mayor of New York. On the strength of them alone. You see, that's your issue, black people. Why I mention unity and loyalty. Because again, like this what I'm saying right here, you can't not do this. You can't go against us on this and then I still embrace you. Like that, what you immediately canceled from my entire existence. But you have the character where you don't have that solidarity of if you've done one of us, then you've done all of us. Now the audio is coming out. And in his mind, you can just Xerox the profile of an African male between ages 12 and 25, I think it is, to all the police. Because those are the people who are causing all the crime, says him. That's it. He even goes on to say that we're probably stopping white people too much. So I ask you now, how could you let anything positive about this bitch come across your lips and certainly have him in grace to you in any way, and you're going to put him before our people? You're going to put him before our people who are weak? I always told you, the only people that are Christians are weak-minded people, everybody. I've done full talks on that. You don't have to like it. But what you should do, instead of being offended or put off by that, is you should check the facts. I've said to you, go as far back as you want to and come all the way up to current day and just look at the names of the people that have been shot down the street. Go see if you can petition the names of all people that are incarcerated and see the names. Go and see, go back as far as you want to, coming up to current day, and see any footage or any writings or any interviews of any human being, African person, that has sold us the fuck out. And none of their names sound like mine. I told you my first and last name are Arabic. You understand? It's always one of your names. One of you Christian types. Because you don't have a code of life by which you live. You're only concerned about your own ass and never the greater good. Period. Never the greater good. It's always for your own ass. And you make me sick. That I already have to be on edge and nervous enough about this whole political cycle this time around, and then I got to worry about your black ass too on top of it. Any other candidate would have been out of the race. You don't qualify in New Hampshire and Iowa. It's over for you. But Joe Biden can go and can depend on to have any of you standing around him. The results weren't even in New Hampshire, and he was off to South Carolina. Because he can depend on your black Christian asses. You are after this devil, it's you. I've said that a million times. I'm going to keep saying it because it's the damn truth. You are the problem. It's them and then you. Because you facilitate. Every single time 100% and can be counted on. How the hell are we supposed to do anything or get anywhere when you got a mole sitting right the fuck next to you? How? How? While we know of the brief history of this homosexual racist that's running, you would dare have him come and talk to groups of us? How? Why would you show up for that? Why? It shouldn't be just that he's not polling with African people. There shouldn't be a picture that exists of him with African people. This is the level it has to be at, everybody, because you're playing checkers and they're playing chess, and always have been and always will be. But you're doing the same shit you've always done and can be counted on to do. And you're holding us the fuck back. There is no other. Listen, if white folks don't want Bernie Sanders, that should tell you something. Instead, you're black ass because you're not an independent thinker and you're weak-minded. That's why you're a Christian. So you can easily be seduced. You don't have the strength of intellectual fortitude that somebody like me has. No, that's not in place. So, therefore, you're the type that when they say, well, he's bad or he's a socialist, you don't even know what the fucking word means. You haven't heard anything that he said, and you're not following anything that he does. So you just say, well, he's bad. I don't know. I'm undecided. I think Joe Biden, just like your bitch ass did the same thing for Sniper Fire when she was running. I made the same lecture. Same lecture. If we want to run shit, we can run shit. What these dumbasses should be doing instead of moistening up their booty hole to be poked by Joe Biden or goddammit Bloomberg or anybody else is there should be now a gathering of African people saying we got them on the ropes. We will tell them the candidate is still going to be Bernie Sanders because we don't trust the rest of them because they're corporate and we can see their inconsistencies. Meanwhile, we see his consistency for 40 years. And where everybody else can talk about it, this man has actually been arrested. You understand? Standing up for African people. And we have the footage and the pictures to prove it. Meanwhile, Joe Biden wrote the fucking 94 crime bill. Wrote it. Clinton signed it. And then Sniper Fire was confronted with it in 2016, but y'all didn't care about that either. How can you step on me, especially if I'm in the grave or if I'm behind bars and your bitch ass is up there supporting somebody that's directly responsible for me being behind bars? If and when I get out that bitch, I'm coming to find you. I just am. Not them. I'm coming to get you. Because you're the problem. We could coalesce now around what we want and make demands. Because don't nobody get to that bitch without us. Interesting that apparently white Republicans can get elected without any black support. But Democrats simply must have the black vote in order to get elected. Really? I suggest to you that's another lie being told. Yet another one. Because what's the difference? If you can get elected with just white folks, as Trump did and end up as president, why, especially with their electoral college in place, how come a Democrat can't do that? Why? How's that different? How? So he runs his ass to South Carolina and saying, screw that first contest where I didn't win a damn thing. And you're only saying his name because you're too intellectually lazy to know anything about him or what his record is. And they can show you a picture of him with Obama and you're good with that. Well, he was with Obama for 8 years. What does that mean? That means your ass don't know a damn thing about American government. That the vice president doesn't do anything. You understand? But they rolled him out when he hadn't even announced yet. They were saying he was polling at. He's not even in the race. They're pulling that same bullshit with Bloomberg. He's not even in the race. He's skipping all the first contests And they want you to believe that he somehow has some black support that they've just put up on the screen for you. You make me sick. There's no way that this person should be able to come back now after his specious racist bullshit. No, by the way, when the Central Park 5 were finally released and prosecuted a lawsuit against the city, it was him who stood in the way of them getting a payout. That's who it is. Any fucking black person that will go and vote for this bitch deserves nothing less than death. And we will pray for your death. We will pray for it. We will pray for it. We pray for it. Pray for it. Pray for it. Because that means you are dead weight. And that means as long as you exist and breathe, you exist only to fucking hold us the fuck back. And we can't allow that anymore. We're over that. You understand? And by the way, all 5 of them are still living. So you're ready to just say, fuck them, and go with this white devil simply because another white devil has told you that's the dude. Meanwhile, your asses still have the lowest income and the lowest everything at every test point in this bitch. You're the main ones that need Medicare for all. You don't get a choice. And if you're on a job where you got medical insurance, don't give me that bullshit because you're the last hired and the first one fired. So you never have a guarantee on any job. I don't care what it is. So you need Medicare for all. So that when you lose your damn job, you don't have to worry about medical insurance. You'll still be covered. Period. So you need that. Your ass needs $15 an hour minimum wage. Huh? You need student loans to be expunged and forgiven. And you need free college tuition. You need that. You see? So, and again, but there are many of our people who will look at themselves as individuals, not the greater good. You see? You do the shit because it's good for our people as a whole. Forget your own black ass. Period. When we get into that frame of mind, then things will change. Because I already told you, we exist in every sector of their society. But what they can count on is everybody is here for their own personal gain. Because we could have already took over in this bitch already. We're judges, we're police chiefs, we're congress people, we are fire chiefs, we're legislators, we're construction workers, we are business owners. I mean, name anything. You understand? We're represented. But none of those motherfuckers are there on behalf of us. They're there for their own tired asses. Period. How many of you still have Netflix? When I said years ago with the Dust Up with Monique and everybody wanted to have something to say. Well, I mean what the hell I say. I got rid of FedEx or Netflix that day. Done. That's it. Because that was for the greater good. Then Tiffany goes and gets a fucking deal. Then we see all these black people run to get a deal at fucking Netflix. You see? You are the weakest, most pathetic people on the planet Earth. And when you do things that are against your own benefit, when you have an option to do something different, you can't blame nobody else. They can collude and connive all they want, but they won't be successful unless they have a willing participant. And you are that. And you make me sick. You make me sick. You make me sick. You make me sick. I'm over it. I'm over it. Now everybody's going to be running for South Carolina. And sadly, I have to see these fucked up ass pictures of these white devils speaking in black churches in front of Christians. Notice they're never in mosques speaking to any Muslim. Ever. Ever. Because we don't allow that. You understand? We don't allow it. So they don't even approach. But they know they can come to your black ass and be up in your damn church, which is where you're the most vulnerable. Because that's why I call you all know that have been with me. I don't call churches churches. I call them houses of death, because that's where your soul and your character go to die. Period. Doesn't require anything to be a Christian. Nothing. Nothing. Just do whatever you want. That's it. That's why your character is bullshit and you're fucked up and you can't be counted on. And sadly, you outnumber the righteous and the lions amongst us. And so, therefore, you are holding us the fuck back. Because 86% of our people in this nation are under that Christian vomitous anesthesia. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. But I want you to watch the coverage and not housewives and shit. Because I tell you, if you're going to live in this society, if you're going to live anywhere, you got to know what it is and what it does. You move to the Bahamas tomorrow. You're going to move there. You got to learn the society. How do they do this? How do they do that? You'd be learning and watching. That's why I've told you. You need to stop thinking you're a damn American, because you're not an American in this bitch. You understand? You're an African, period. And you are unwanted leftover cargo. And you should cast yourself as a tourist. You understand? I don't care how long you've been here, or if you was born here. You should cast yourself as a tourist, a visitor. And then you automatically be in a mode of observation. You see? But you thinking you part of it. Here we are in Black History Month. That should be canceled out. Interesting how they say, for Black History Month, acknowledging the first African American. Wait, how's it Black History Month and we just went to first African American? Because fuck all that. It should be African History Month. Because think about the power of that statement. It becomes something else. Black history, that's otherly. It means nothing. But African history, ooh, that means those are the same people that are on the continent. If they contributed this much here, then maybe something else is going on the continent that we don't know about. Because if they've been making all these accomplishments here, they must be doing something on the continent of Africa. So, lose the word Black history. Lose it. It's African history, period. Now, I'm going to be all over the place. I also want to make sure I told you, and I'm going to come back to that too, but I'm going all over. All right, just stay with me. This coronavirus. All right, remember, words matter, everybody. Corona. Why did they name it that? Why? Corona means crown. Crown virus. Why would they name it that? Meaning you don't know anything about Spanish or any other fucking language. Oh, the coronavirus is just something else to you. Ebola or something, whatever. Corona, they chose this word. Somebody named this. And isn't it interesting that a Spanish title would be given to a virus that allegedly broke out in a place where they speak Mandarin? Stay with me. The Jedi does his work. So why is it named Corona? Corona means crown. Crown is the ultimate. It's the top, the head, the overseer of everything. The creme de la creme, la pièce de résistance. Corona virus. Corona. So, that means this is the crown of viruses, I suggest. So, with this knowledge now, you should act thusly. Because I always tell you, knowledge equals action, everybody. Too many of us get knowledge and you just sit on your ass and continue the things you've always done. You understand? That's got to be over. When you have knowledge, you're supposed to act on that. You're supposed to put that into action. That should now dictate and inform how you do from that point on. One of the things I can tell you before they even got to this coronavirus, is that most of your illness and sickness is hand to mouth, hand to nose, hand to eyes, hand to ears, or open cut. I'm someone obsessed with washing my hands, and I don't got no ADHD or none of that nonsense going on. I just understand, because I'm the type of person, I've told you guys a million times, I'm aware that I'm constantly touching my face. I pick my nose, I pick my ears, I pick my teeth, I rub my eyes, I'm touching. And I need to be in a certain level of comfort, if I'm eating, which of course I've washed my hands before I eat, but I'm just saying, even if I'm just not, I could go get my chips right now and eat them and be licking my fingers because I know my hands are clean. I like to be able to have that freedom. So I'm telling you that will bring your chances of coming down with this down at least 50%. At least another 50%. But you got to get in the habit. So when you wash your hands, then after that, you good. But the moment you get in your car, you touch your garage door, you drive someplace, you touch money, you say hello to people, you do anything that I'm saying you don't touch nothing. When I come in my house, the first thing I do anytime I'm out, as soon as I come in the house, the first thing I do is I put down my keys and my sunglasses, and I immediately go and wash my hands. I can't even feel right until I do. It's just a habit. So I want that to be a habit for you. You understand? I don't know if any African people have died from this virus yet. We've heard numbers, they're giving the statistics of people that have how many people have died off and this and the third, but I don't know if it's any of us. I haven't heard anything. You understand? And alas, remember that we're not the same as them. We're not. I've proven that many times over. I also brought you, I even really buttressed that truth and proved it even more when I did the piece on Henrietta Lacks, showing you that even the protein that comes off our the protein that comes off of our cells is different than that of white people and everybody else. But certainly white people. You understand? We are a different human being. Period. You understand? So that's what I want to say about the coronavirus. All right? There's a reason why they named it that. Remember, somebody named it. It didn't show up and say, "Hi, my name's Corona." Somebody named it. Somebody, hear this. Somebody named it. So you have to ask yourself, why did they name it that? Why? Why? Why, damn it, why? And where? Wait a minute, y'all. Damn it. Wait. Oh, that's not it. Alright, give me a minute. Alright. I also had to light me some incense, everybody, for ambiance and spiritual tone. Random again. This is random. I'll remind you, I'm all over the place in this piece, everybody, because I have a lot of things I want to share with you and a lot of things I want to speak on, and I don't want to do a separate video for each one of them and stress you out. All right, so this is better for all of us. Let's see. I want to keep that for later. I said this. I spoke on that. This one I can put in here because it'll lead me into something else I want to talk about. I pondered. There was this young African brother that was on Dr. Phil. Right. Dude, he went to some major university. He has got his degree, and I mean he's the dude. But he has chosen to sort of withdraw from the society, if you will, and he lives with his mother and I think his sisters or whatever. And and he's proclaiming himself to be a cyborg. All right, it's nonsense and it's ridiculous, but I bring him because I pondered, Dr. Phil's out there badgering him and, sort of making fun, if you will, and trying to prove to him he wasn't a cyborg and how ridiculous this is and no. And I just thought, well, I had just heard sometime before that, actually I heard sometime back that, and not even just him, like Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle, their daughter or their son is claiming he's a girl. But we see this is going on now, and when people just jump up and proclaim themselves to be a Martian or something, we're supposed to accept that. So if they can be a whole nother fucking gender that Allah did not create, then he can't be a cyborg? See? There's got to be consistency. So if you can jump up and proclaim, I'm a girl now, that's fine. So he's a cyborg too. He is. He is. He is. And if he's not, then you're cyborg shaming. Take that. I had to get that in. Because it's yet another hypocrisy in the society. Now, I also always tell you that white people are the same no matter where they are on this place we call Earth. Doesn't matter what accent they speak with or any of that. It doesn't matter. The only requisite to be a white person is to just be a white person. Period. This is one of those things that proves it. Now, we all know the story of this kid DeAndre, who he's in his senior year of high school. He's getting ready to graduate this year. And suddenly, the white devils come and say he has to cut his dreads. We all know you don't grow locks overnight. So he's had them for a long time. And this is his senior year. But they've said he can't walk in his graduation unless he cuts his locks. First, let me show you the head white devil. They all agree. But here's the head, the one that's leading it for them. Here he is. Now, that was the devil. And, they always give you this ridiculous, some ridiculous thing he said, well, if, they can't come to school wearing something ridiculous that nobody will wear to school anyways. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to have to move this incense. Give me. Anyways. First I want to say it's not just DeAndre. Here is a series of pictures of boys from, some of them are from London. I think one of them might be from Canada. Anyways, but again, before I show you these pictures, I want to say, first of all, I'll say this on the other side. Let me show you this series of pictures now, and we'll talk about it. Let's go. All those boys are under attack. And the one with the real long hair, he was actually is a model. Had done some kids modeling and whatever, and talk about how much he loves his hair and blah blah blah. But the only people, hear this now, this is so important. The only people making an issue of African hair on planet Earth are white people. That's just a statement of truth. No one else is having a problem with our hair. No one. No one. No one. No one. I always tell you, we have to identify the hand. You understand? You can't just say, oh, they're making the kids cut their hair, or the school. No, no. There are always individuals, human beings, or beings. We're not going to say human. Beings behind everything. You understand? So we have to identify the hand. What's the hand? I tell you, you go rob a bank tomorrow. First thing the FBI is going to know when they show up is, did you get a look at the suspect? You can't just say the bank was robbed. You want to know who, what they look like. What did they look like? What do they look like? You know? And they're looking for surveillance footage and all of it. This is the same thing. Who is having a problem with the hair of our children? Who? Ah, it's white people. There they are. There it is. That's the hand. That's the hand. Speaking of hair, everybody, random. The Moses the Lawgiver beard is going to be going away. At least for a little while. I mean, I can grow a beard. Y'all know that. So, that's not an issue. It's just that I've decided to let it go for a little while because at 25, I should not look 35. I just shouldn't. So, I'm going to let it go for a little while. And looking back, in fact, even that montage that I played for you guys on my last video, What's Up Everybody, This Jedi, a million times from different videos, that kind of provoked it because I saw myself in different ways. And I'm like, okay. Cut it. So, the Moses the Lawgiver beard is going away probably on or before my birthday. So, not that anyone will care, but I just thought I'd share that with you. But, digressing back. It's noteworthy to note that the DeAndre kid with the locks, I started with his picture. Ellen had him on her show and gave him a check for $20,000. Appreciate it. Like I say, we will take their coin because they feel the same way about us. No matter how they feel about us, they'll still take our coin. It's always been that way. I cite for you the bus boycott of the 1950s. They didn't let us get. You can't just sit on the bus where you want to now because they thought they'd done something wrong and they had some moral epiphany. That didn't happen. Our people were unified and loyal. And they said, if Rosa can't ride, goddammit, we won't ride. Not, well, that was Rosa. Well, that happened to Monique. I still got to have my Netflix. See, it's your bitch asses. You couldn't have a Rosa Parks today. Couldn't. Because A, we're integrated. That's a problem. And indeed is the worst thing that happened to African people after slavery. Or during slavery. Or should I say, since the false announcement that slavery had ended, because it has not. It's just been reorganized. Slavery still exists in this bitch. You see? But when they had the bus boycott, our people said, we won't ride. They didn't just hear about Rosa and they kept on what they were doing like your black ass does today. It meant something. They said, if Rosa can't ride, we won't ride. And for over a year, they walked. And not because of some moral epiphany, but because of a coin is why you get to sit on the bus wherever you want to now. And now that they've integrated you, and you don't have any of your infrastructure, you don't have any banks, you don't have any theaters, you don't have any shopping, grocery stores, you don't have any industry, you don't produce anything, you're not doing anything. Therefore, the buses now can be counted on to run, especially in decimated low-income neighborhoods that are populated by us, so they can shuttle that black dollar to the financial centers. That's what it is. So you're on the bus now because of a coin, not because of moral epiphany. Which also speaks to what I also always tell you. You're not ever going to get anything from this enemy unless you're affecting their coin or their next breath of life. Anything outside of those two is a waste of time and energy. That's what's real. That's what's real. So, Ellen gave him $20,000. Appreciate the brother. Now, I also want to speak on Kobe Bryant. particularly as it relates to Gail King, but I want to insert something else before that. In a second. Hold up, y'all. Before Kobe Bryant was killed, I felt energy surrounding him that I had never felt before. Indeed, y'all know I'm not a sports fan, but you don't have to be a sports fan to know who Kobe Bryant was. All right, so of course I knew who he was. And in previous years, I had always been critical of him because I understood that he was trying to essentially be Michael Jordan. He tried to walk like him. He tried to talk like him. He tried to chew gum like him. He wanted his number. He tried to buy his house. I'm like, you are not Michael Jordan. Stop it already. I didn't have any dislike for him. It was just like a sports, you know, how people talk smack about athletes as if they know them and stuff. It was kind of in that same tone, really. And came from that same space, you know. Not like I had anything against him personally. He hadn't done anything. But a couple weeks, I think, before he was killed, I happened to be turning channels, and he was on the Kelly Clarkson show. And, by the way, a little side note on her, she gets a show, and everybody major shows up on her show. That doesn't happen in television, everybody. People will not come on your show just because you have a show. You haven't won an Emmy, you're not known, a lot of other celebrities haven't been there, they don't come on your show. But she's getting everybody right out the gate. Meanwhile, the talk show that has 4 women of color, The Real, my favorite talk show, struggled. They're in their 6th season now. And they struggled the first several seasons, really, to get major people to come onto their show. Now they've got an Emmy, and they've been around, and they're kind of a known entity, and so more people are coming, and you see. But again, another contrast to show and draw for you. You know, Kelly Clarkson is a white girl. She's not a journalist. She has no background in any of that. We know why she's famous. But she gets a show, and everybody shows up on her show. I had to mention that. But anyway, so Kobe Bryant was on her show. And he was so not celebrity. He had a basic pullover shirt, long sleeve, just some nondescript slacks, and just nothing fancy going on. He was real laid back. If you didn't know him, if you saw him up there, you'd be like, why is he up there? He's not, is he a celebrity? Is he somebody? He was so regular dude. And I was impressed by that. And, you know, on her show, when she brings out a guest, and she's done with that guest, you don't go away and then somebody else comes out. You stay, and then the other guest, when she brings out the next guest, and then everybody's just up there. So the way he was interacting with the audience and the other people that came out, and the kids and stuff like that, he was just so regular. I'm like, go ahead, Kobe, I see you then. And then maybe the next day or something like that, I seen on TMZ where there'd been a car accident out where he lived, and because of the fog or whatever, and there was Kobe out there. They had footage. He was out there in the street helping people in the accident and directing traffic and making things all right. I'm like, okay, Kobe, I see you. But I felt a little nervous about it. Like, because it was so close together, and you went overnight from I really don't have any opinion of you to wow. And then poof, I get the text that Saturday morning from, shout out to Kara Watkins. And by the way, Kara, you need to do a video with Chico sticks, girl. Understand that. That's a requirement. You have to. It says it on the thing. If you look on the package, it says right there, if you eat this, you have to do a video for the Jedi. It says it. You gotta read the fine print, Kara. You just have to. You just have to. Anyway, KR texted me and said, wow, you know, something to the effect of, I can't believe, or could you believe this, you know, about Kobe being killed in this accident? And I went, oh, what? I was like, let me see what's going on. I started, you know, trying to look around and see what I could find out. Very, very sad, you know, and then to learn that his daughter was on there with one of his daughters. It was just, you know, I always ask this from Allah, but certainly when something like this happens, I always ask that their souls were taken before they experienced the event. You know, I always ask for that. I just ask for that. You know, and you know, but then also we learned that, you know, thankfully he and his wife had this rule in place where they could not both be on the helicopter at the same time. They had made that pact like some years back. That was very wise, as we see now. But we had to see, again, the hand that perpetrates. White envy began to creep up, as it always does. Because this is an envious ass fucking people. So first it was, well, they were reporting it and they had notified the other families. Well, that goes right out the window. Because the first thing I heard was, when a plane goes down, it splashes across the news and they tell you the tail number of the plane and what flight number it was. So everybody's known. You see, this was no different. Helicopter carrying Kobe Bryant crashed. So you know, if you had somebody on there, they were in that crash. You see, there was no insurrection there. But they will always turn peace into problems. That's it. That's the fact. That's the fact. So first it was, well, they announced it too soon. Then that fell flat and failed. Then it was, well, they're mentioning Kobe, but they're not mentioning the other families. Well, they weren't famous. Listen, Farrah Fawcett died on the same day as Michael Jackson, and nobody cared. No fault to Farrah. Just, you sadly died on the same day as the most famous human being ever recorded in human history. Period. That's just the fact. And alas, forget Farrah and Michael. I'm sure there were many other people across the earth that died that day, and we don't know about it. That's just the reality. That's just the reality. But there they were bitching about it. Then now, it's, let's put Gail King up. Because what happened was, all this love and support was being poured out for Kobe, which they will always do for us, for any entertainers of ours. You see. They all show this love and care and tears. But I didn't see any white tears for Trayvon Martin. I didn't see anything for Von Derek Myers. I didn't see anything for Mike Brown. I didn't see anything for Laquan McDonald. I didn't see anything. I mean, I could keep going. I didn't see anything for Eric Garner. I didn't see anything for, you know, Sandra Bland. I didn't see anything for, you know. But there they were with all their tears and all of it. I'm a consistent man, everybody. And I don't let their news cycle or their moment-to-moment change how the fuck I feel about anything. You understand? How I feel about shit is how I feel about shit. And I feel about that as long as I want to. Period. Because I know the shit is ongoing. Nothing is isolated. Everything is a puzzle that is ongoing. And when you begin to understand that, maybe, just maybe, you will act thusly. So, I already began to see. Then it was, well, we want to change the NBA logo to Kobe's image. That was beginning to be too much for them. And all the outpouring. Let's name streets in his honor, and they should have a holiday for him, and all this and all this. And they begin to go inside the psychotic things that they are. And, well, we don't have anything that great. Quick, let's bring up the rape case from 20 years ago. So we begin to hear rumblings. And then again, your black fake Christian asses can always be counted on. So there was Gail King's old bitch ass daring to ask this divine queen, Lisa Leslie, oh, she's so stunning I can't even talk about her. She is. She Michelle Obama, watch your tone. And she's not my wife, Jen Jackson, but nonetheless, that is a stunning sister. And stunning doesn't even really do her justice at all. But there was bitch ass Gail King, who, by the way, sat next to Charlie Rose when she joined this CBS Today or whatever the bullshit she joined, who was assaulting women. And she had little to say after it all came public about him, which I'm sure she knew about it. But she didn't have nothing to say while he sat there, and little to say after he stepped down or was fired or whatever, wherever the hell he went. But this the same bitch is not going to sit up in judgment of R. Kelly. And now here she comes to use Lisa Leslie to try and bring this out, to tarnish this man's image. You understand? To destroy and tarnish his legacy while he's still above ground. Remember, they haven't even put him in the ground yet. There's been no memorial, no funeral. But there they were. I'm not conflicted about these people. I'm not. I know exactly who the fuck they are, and they can be counted on to always do vile shit. Anything that you can imagine, just look and wait, and they will do it. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. You'll see it. You'll see it. And so this was the case. And she used the oldest trick in the book, really. You know, it's been said, it's been brought up. If I'm Lisa Leslie or anybody, first thing I say to anybody, well, who's bringing that up? Because I know it was her bitch ass at the orders of Massa. Because when Lisa Leslie began to explain, then boom, here you come with all this other stuff to now fortify the indictment. You know, well, you know, that case, when she said, well, it went to court. Well, it went to court, but the victim refused to testify. Well, he was my friend. Well, you wouldn't see it, Lisa. Again, all this nicety shit has got to go, everybody. And Snoop Dogg had the right damn frame of mind and the right statement and everything. Bitch, we will come for you. You understand? Because I've said to you many times, our people need to fear us more than they fear Massa. So there was Oprah up there crying, you know, she's just been so afraid and she's getting death threats and everything. Good. That's fine, because you brought it on yourself. You brought it on yourself. You brought it on yourself. And don't try and blame Snoop Dogg. You understand? He said exactly what any of us felt and what needed to be said. Period. And I stand behind him 150,000%. What do you call her? A dog-headed... I think call her a dog-headed bitch or something like that. Whatever. It was fabulous. I loved it. But... there were so many things wrong with it. I'm not going to go into all of it because it's just I don't really need to. But once again, she was bringing it up because they need license to talk about it. They don't really need license, but they look for it sometimes. And this was that. Let's get Gail King to bring it up so that will be now what is talked about when you mention him. When there's not a single one of them living or dead whose legacy can't be completely shredded to filth. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Fuck Gail King and the greasy fat bitch that gave birth to her. That fat bitch. So we don't feel anything for Gail King's bitch ass. We just don't. We just don't. And I want to say this too. You know, brothers, sadly, were, and thank God for this, but it's also a problem at the same time, because both things can exist at the same time. You saw Snoop Dogg, and you saw there was some rappers, and you saw 50 fake ass bitch cents, and some other people. You know, it goes back to what I told you guys, what I've said to you about. You know, sometimes it don't have to be a gay thing. It's just that you can have dudes that will ride the fuck out of another dude's sack. Just you sweat him and you just sweat him. And most brothers are like this about male athletes that they are just so in love with and worship and shit. So a lot of their vocalizing, we didn't see the same passion that we should see with any of us being scandalized by this devil. You understand? So that same crew and others that I just mentioned that had all this to say about Gail King should now be saying the same thing about these Congressional Black Caucus bitches that are coming out trying to support this fucking Bloomberg dude and the fucking gay dude and this pastor ass fuck that I gave you the phone number for. You see, that should be consistent across the board. Anytime you do anything that's foul or against or is going to be have a negative impact on African people, that should be the reaction. That should be the reaction. Don't wait till it's a goddamn athlete. You understand? So it was well placed, but like I say, we need consistency on that. We're going to need that. We're going to need that. You know, and she wasn't expecting them to come for her the way that they did. She thought it was going to be like Oprah. She thought, like, you know, when Oprah did her savage act against Michael Jackson and his family, people bitched on Twitter and the internet and stuff like that. And some celebrities had very diplomatic things to say and stuff like that, but nothing this vile. So Gail thought she was going to get that same reaction. It would blow up Twitter for a minute and it would be fine. But no, bitch, they was directing it directly at her, and that's what I loved about it. No, you, bitch. You. Yes, I loved it. I loved it. So, somebody needs to snatch that fucking wig off of Gail's goddamn head. You understand? Saw a clip on the reel. They were having a meeting at their school, at the kids' school, to discuss bullying, which I already brought you, and many of you, if you did your homework, I brought you several videos back. I brought you specifically a topic on this and how it's just white kids that are going to school and starting the shit, this whole thing of bullying the kids at school and all that stuff that is born from white kids, period, the end. And I proved that with the clips that you were supposed to go and watch that was done by them. Not us. Them. They did a study showing that the ones that go to school and start all the shit are white kids. So here you had a school where the parents were meeting to discuss the bullying, which I know it was by white kids, and then proving my point why this video went viral was because when the Latino man is standing up talking, the white devil sitting there says, well, why don't you go back to Mexico? All the problems and division on the earth is caused by these people, period, the end. All the racism, all the injustice, all the homelessness, name any strife, and I can show you a white hand, period, the damn end. That's just the fact of it. That's just the fact of it. There they are to discuss bullying, which no doubt is being perpetrated about their white ass kids, and this white ass parent says that. Not surprised. Not surprised. As I say, they come to earth evil or they're continuing to teach evil. That's your only choices. I'm over it. There was also, I loved this. There was a white battle rapper. Did I put his name? William Wolf. Which I've already told you. Any of our shit that we've started and that is ours, we should not be allowing them to do it. You understand? And if they do it, we don't go to their concerts, we don't buy their albums, we don't celebrate that. Because why are you celebrating something that's yours? You do that. So why do you need a surrogate? You do that. So what's the need for somebody else to come do it? It's not like we all died off and they're carrying it on. We're still here. But they allowed, as y'all always do, you allow them amongst you. So this white battle rapper, William Wolf, thought he could say the N-word. And it wasn't out of his face more than at the end of the last letter, and my homeboy clocked him. I loved it. And then he said, he's not sure he's going to do battle rap anymore because now it's not going to be fun anymore. I love it. Take your bitch ass home. You see what I'm saying? He thought he could be that comfortable. You see? And why wouldn't he? You've allowed him to be around you and be a battle rapper? Nah. See what I'm saying? It's because y'all black ass, the Eminem even has a career. You don't put a black stamp on it, nobody else would have even bought his shit, ever. You see? But you can always be counted on. You can always count on your black asses to give them legitimacy. You understand? Anyways, I loved that. Also, I saw this thing, and this is not new, and this will lead me now kind of going into... No, I'll come back to that because I want to keep it light first. I want to talk about Amanda Seales, because I told you guys some time back that she has now been permanently added to the cast of The Real. I've said to you, Lonnie's fat ass needs to go, because she's the darkest one up there. You got Adrian, who is a Latina, totally representing her culture affirmatively and proudly and appropriately. I'm proud for her culture, for her. Jeannie Mai, she's Vietnamese, represents her culture, speaks up for her people. I love it. You understand? Tamara is kind of a, we can't, because you got the white devil husband and we just can't. But anyway, but there she is. But then you got Lonnie's fat ass. She's the darkest one up there. They're all women of color, obviously. But she is the Whoopi Goldberg of this show. She's more in love with Massa, and clearly more in love because she got her white husband, or white boyfriend now, James. I'm over it. And she never speaks up affirmatively for us. She never... In fact, it's Jeannie and Adrian that are usually bringing the passion on our issues. They have to try and convince her fat ass. So, they've added Amanda. And Amanda don't miss a beat. She's like me. The switch is always on. It's always on. It's always on. It's always on. And I am praying that this is going to be a prelude to Lonnie's fat ass being out the door. Because you're just dead weight. Literally dead weight. Period. I can't. Anyway. Wendy Williams, y'all. I can't stand her. I don't watch her show. Every once and again, I see something on YouTube where there's somebody up there that I am interested in, that she's, that's going to be on her show, and I have to watch it for that person, and that's it. I cannot stand her. I've told you there's not a single thing she's ever worn that I did not find, or that I found attractive. Every time those doors open, here's Wendy, and those doors open, as soon as I see her, I vomit. She's the most disgusting female I think I've ever witnessed in my lifetime. I don't like her at all. She is disgusting. And I also believe that she's been doing that, I think it's called glutathione. I think it's glutathione. I have to look it up, y'all. But it's this stuff that it's an injection. It's like a liquid injection now, like an IV type thing, that they can use now to lighten the skin. I think she's done that. I also think Tisha Campbell is doing it, because Tisha has been yellow, but she's a lot more lighter now than she's ever been. But I'm gonna keep it off Tisha right now. I'm still on Wendy's bitch ass. I think she's been doing that. She's just disgusting, man. And like Judge Mathis said when he was calling her out on her drug use, she has this eternal cold. Every day she's sipping that tea with a cough drop in it, and she's nasal every fucking day since we've ever met her. I can't with her. Like, she's not a black person, and she should never be allowed to ever speak for black people on black issues in any way at all, because fuck her. She's disgusting. And she's sad and pathetic. And she's now, that she's not with her homosexual husband anymore, she's now, looks like she's going through her staff. She's sleeping with everybody. All the DJ booth. Which, why would anybody be with that? Anybody's going to be with her. I've said this at some point before. Any dude that's going to be with her is just a smash, and to have a connection with her for her coin. No dude is looking at her and going, man, that's a tight-ass sister right there. There's nothing about her that is desirable to a male. There just isn't. There just isn't. And she makes me sick. She sits there all this bullshit looking like a goddamn fucking, I can't. And then anytime I had my nephew cracking up the last time he came to visit me, because if she even does a cooking segment, I can't watch. I hate the way she eats. I hate everything about her. I hate the way she eats. And when it's a cooking segment, you never get the recipe or what they're cooking. She's interviewing them about something else that don't have nothing to do with the fuck they came there to fix. And she's putting stuff on top of stuff and eating stuff. And it's so sickening to me, I can't even tell you. I may have to stop the video, y'all, because I can't do this. I dislike her so much. I can't. I'm not even really saying it the way that I feel it. Like, I cannot stand her. I pray for bad things to happen to her. I'm praying for it. I'm praying for it. And she act like she's all desirable, and like she's, I went home and I was doing this as if she's got some life that we would envy, and it's not. She's a lonely bitch. You understand? That's what she is. And interesting that I was watching one of the late night shows recently, or maybe it was Saturday Night Live. It was RuPaul. And I just thought, he looks better than Wendy. When he's all done up. Even if he's not done up, quite frankly. But all done up, he looks more like a woman than Wendy does. That's real. He just does. He looks better. He looks more like a woman than Wendy fucking Williams does. And she looks like a man. But RuPaul puts her ass to shame. you know, and her burping, and then she also has to have that leg. You see, I can't, dude. I can't. You know, like, I notice when she comes out, she tries to do this, like it's a erotic thing that she's doing. You understand? To taunt men. That's why when she comes out, she always does this at least one time. She does like that to get you profile those fake ass titties, which that's too much on any woman. Period. At the end, that's the other thing that makes her look disgusting. Like, there's nothing attractive about her. Nothing. 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 Her legs look like doll legs, like them plastic doll legs my sisters and them used to have. Like if you didn't have Barbie and you just had one of them grocery store dolls or something, and the legs were just like, they straight stilts. That's what her legs really look like. There's no distinction between the knee, between the calf and the thigh. It's just a leg. She's disgusting. I cannot stand her. I cannot stand her. I cannot stand her. I need you to all join with me in praying for bad things to happen to her, for her just to be off the air and to go the fuck away. Because I cannot stand her. I cannot stand her. I cannot stand that person. I'm not going to call her a female. Because I can't with her. I can't. Anyways. I want to talk about something I saw, well, that provoked me to talk about it. That's why I made a note to talk about it. I saw it on Tamron Hall, who's another one I can't stand. She's annoying. Way too much grinning. She's too busy. She's too hyper. She's too damn happy. It's too much. One episode of her show, and I have to lay down for a day and a half. I cannot with her. And she's married to a white man. So, there's that. But anyway, I even hate her theme song. I can't. Anyway, they had some people up there that were talking about these open relationships. I'm putting up some pictures of her and these people, just so you know who we're talking about. Let's go. Now, I'll put the picture up again of these four that were sitting up there. Let me put that one up again because I want to talk about that. Now, the black dude that was in the middle, you couldn't see it from the pictures that I took, but he's wearing black nail polish, everybody. For what? And the white bitch that was sitting next to him, that's because him and the chick with the glasses, they are the couple. And then the white bitch is somebody that he's sleeping with. And then the dude on the other end, the older looking dude, he's sleeping with the wife. And so they have this open relationship, but they let each other know, like, you can't sleep with somebody without the other person knowing that that's who you're sleeping with and all this nonsense. Listen, why the fuck are you getting married? And oh, by the way, it seems like I remember a few years ago when they were saying, you know, marriage is the sanctity between a man and a woman, and because gay people wanted to get married. This is for Obama, while he was in office or something. Because remember, he's the one that made gay marriage legal and all the bullshit. But again, this is Christian ass people. That's why I say there's nothing there to that. They don't have there's nothing to that. They don't give you no clout. It don't do nothing. Nothing. It just means anything goes, and that's the type of life you live. But I bring this for a couple reasons. Because I had told you guys that I was planning to move to New York and be with my sister and the children before I left for Africa. My sister has issues. You know, I've also told you everybody in my family is crazy except for me. I stand by that. I stand by that. I stand by that. That's the truth. So my sister, we had a conversation, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Because we hadn't talked in a while. And then I didn't know why we hadn't talked. And when we finally spoke, she's gone through this before, but she goes through these chapters where she's completely over black men. Like, she didn't date no white man. I'm just saying, like, she's just over black men, and men have let her down, and this and the third. Well, I'm your brother. Why do I get lopped in with that? You know, but long story short, she does not want us to live together, which was my whole reason for going to New York. If I'm going to New York, we'll live together. If we're not going to live together, I stay my bitch ass right where the fuck I'm at. And I'm glad you told me, because if I traffic me and all my shit all the way to fucking New York and you tell me this, I'm going to be in jail. I would have been. Because you don't play games with my life. I don't care who the fuck you are. Just don't play games with my life. I'm the captain of my ship and I stand at my gate. But in that conversation, she was talking about, you know, because she's not married. And her last marriage didn't work out for a number of reasons. But she was saying that she, which is completely outside with this anyway, she's more interested in, like, she's so over brothers and being with a dude now that if she's going to be married, then he has to live someplace else. You know. I'm like, what the fuck is the reason for getting married then? You know, if you're not going to live together, then you don't need to be together. Excuse me. Like, that's, like, I can't. So, two things. I'm not moving to New York. So, I'm probably going to end up, I mean, I guess I will visit, but it won't be like I had planned to. You know, I was talking, you know, like spending a substantial amount of time because I'm shuttling off to Africa. I'm not going to be running back and forth. You understand? So, I'm just not going to make it a priority. If I get there, I get there. If I don't, I don't. That's how I feel about it. That's just how I feel. That's how I feel. Because I'm tired of being the one in my life who gives a fuck more than everybody else. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of it. You know, I even told my nephew, you know, if you don't call me, I'm not calling you. Just, you know my number, and I still exist. You want to call me, you call me. If you don't, I'm cool. You know, because it's the story of my life. I'm always the one that loves more and cares more and is more devoted and cultivates relationships more. And I'm just, I don't got that to do no more. I'm over it. You understand? So, will I get to New York? I don't know. If I do, maybe I visit for a week or two. You know, and then I'm done. But this whole plan, because I told you guys, my nephew's supposed to graduate in June, and then we would come here. I would be there before his graduation, and we would come here. He won't start college till September, so that would give us from June to September. You know, we don't have to be rushing to consolidate all my shit and and clear up my apartment, and I'm out. You know, so that's not going to happen now. You know, so I understand now. I've understood it for a while, but I'm firm now that my planning, not just my move to Africa, but my planning for my life from here on out has to only entail what I want. What I want. That I can't put anybody else, any of their shit into, in any way consider any fucking body else, period. To me, it mattered that we spend some time before I moved to Africa. Well, if it don't matter to you, then goddamn it don't matter to me. You understand? And when my nieces, the princess sisters, when they're old enough, if they want to seek me out, they can seek me out. I just can't live my life for anybody else ever anymore on earth. Period. The fucking end. I'm done. 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 Just not doing it no more. But I mention that because we had that conversation, and then I see these people on this show. And it was just a reminder of what my sister had said. And she was like, you know, she knows some of her other women that she's friends with that are doing this and that, or even the ones that aren't doing it, they've articulated this what they want to and all this. I'm like, you just need to get over your fucking issue. You understand? You just need to get over your fucking issue, because part of the issue, like, you know, in Islam, now that our father is gone, the responsibility falls on me, not only to look after my sister and to take care of her, but also as it relates to her finding a mate. I'm supposed to be involved in that process. You understand? So that if I find someone then that I want to present to her and see if that person is good for her, or she wants to present somebody to me, either way, I have to be the one that rakes them over the coals, so to speak, and make sure that they have what her rights, what the things that she's guaranteed, that they're in a certain place, that her rights are being adhered to under divine law. But I just can't, you know, because, you know, I just feel like anybody that's exposed to me for any length of time, certainly somebody that's related to me, my sister, if you can't take what I say to the bank, just trust me, because obviously what you're doing is fucked up and fails. If you can't take my word to the bank, then you're not eligible for my word. You're not eligible. You're not eligible. You're not worthy of my gifts. You're not. You're not. And had she listened to me from the beginning, things would be different for her right now. You understand what I'm saying? So she's fucked it up the whole way, along the way. And I just don't need to be party to that. You understand? Her last husband, I told her, I talked to her for 10 minutes on the phone. And I told her, I said, your marriage is over. It's over. Meanwhile, there was a dude she could have married, but she was letting all her bullshit get in the way. And that's not the dude she ended up marrying. So, very shortly after I told her this marriage was over, it was over. For the reasons that I stated. Because when I talked to him, and he gave her the phone back, I said, your marriage is over. She goes, why do you say that? I said, because I don't hear you in him. I'm your brother. I used to read to you when you were still in the womb and sing to you. I know who you are. But what she can't understand is sometimes you have to get your own ass out of the way. See, a wise person knows when they don't know. There's nothing that compromises your strength as a human being when you just admit that you just don't know, or that somebody else has a better way, especially if you know their intentions are pure and they only have the best for you in mind, not their own selfish anything at all, that their endeavor is all for you. That's it. Just for you and nothing else. So I'm over it. I just don't have it to do. I just don't have it to do. I just don't have it to do. You know, I probably would have been in Africa already had I not, because I told you guys when I first started talking about it, I mentioned my sister very lightly, but I wasn't really invested because I know she's closed-minded. She's not the person that I am. She's just not. You know, she's typical. And so I wasn't even bringing that to her, you know. And then she's the one that called me out of the blue and said, what if we moved to Africa together? And I threw the phone. Literally. And I picked it up and I go, don't play with me. Don't. Because I know how fickle she can be. Because I'm the only person that I've ever known on the earth that I can fucking depend on. Period. That when I proclaim it, it happens. That's it. So I said, don't play with me. And there was a short period of time where we'd be on the phone, we're online together, we're looking at different places, and I was willing to change my country because she is typical. So she has to have all the American, she wants an American experience in Africa, essentially. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for that. I don't need the creature comforts and all the bullshit, which you can have that anywhere in Africa you want to go. You can have that. But that's not the thing for me. You understand? Anyways, I allowed her to be inserted in that for a period of time, and that, I believe, slowed me. I know it did. It slowed me down. Because I was, even economically, I was looking at it from a different prism. This is before I came to you guys with the GoFundMe, saying, please go donate. That was nowhere in my universe at that time. It didn't know anything about it, you know. And so now I have to play catch up because the whole way that I thought this was going to go economically and all the strategy I had, that's all wiped out because she can't be fucking counted on to be consistent, as is the case with most humanity, except me. You understand? That's what's real. That's what's real. But anyways, these couples make me sick because this, I didn't just hear it with them or even my sister articulating some version of this. This is something I've been hearing. It seems it's been coming into my orbit in recent times. You know, certainly the last few months. You know, or in the past year, I would even say. You know, we'll just say that. And I just think it's ridiculous. You know, it's another degradation of the society. And that's fine if white people want to do that shit, but black folks shouldn't have any party to this. At all. No party to any behavior like this. It's disgusting. You know, what's next? You'll be, I'm sure, probably within the next 5 years, they're going to make it okay for you to marry animals in this bitch. Because why not? Because now you can pop up at 5 years old and proclaim yourself to be a girl when you were born a boy. You understand? And you can just do whatever. And we're supposed to accept the bullshit. And now you can be married, but you don't live together. And you can have many partners, even though you're married and all this. And nah. But they're taking you down that road to total and complete degradation of righteousness and humanity and spirituality and what is acceptable to the divine and everything else. This is the seat, the throne of the devil. That's not hyperbole, everybody. And if you don't recognize that, you're in a different fucking orbit. That's nowhere based in reality. You understand that? I can't. Wow. On a lighter note, and know this, everybody, some of the things that I'm speaking about in this piece, even though they're a part of a list of things, some of them I may come back and just isolate, you know, in a different piece at a different time. And just know that. Anyway, I also want to talk about the Superbowl and the Grammys. Because I didn't get a chance to talk. I didn't get a chance to do pieces on those. And again, it's something it's just one of the things I just want to just get a lot of this stuff out. So I've spoken on it, and then I can get back to a regular thing where I'm not machine gunning you on a bunch of topics. It's just that these are things that I really knew that I wanted to talk about. Each one of these could have had its own separate video, but you know, it's just not. That's just not the way the time went. And some of it's just getting on so long after the fact that it won't be relevant at all anymore if I wait too long to speak. So anyway, first with it, this kind of picks. I guess I'll start with the Grammys because it picks up where I just kind of, when I talk about the degradation and all of it, of the society and humanity and spirituality, morality, and everything else. Look at this bullshit. That's Miss Billy Porter. A trick act. A joke. You understand? Listen, couple things. A, this show that he's on, this Pose, I've seen it. And it's a very good show. If you can get past, you don't really gotta get past nothing. If you can just see it, like, you don't have to be nobody special or any, just, it's a very good show. And I think that the reason why it has not won the awards that it would have won is because the cast is all people of color, now that I think about it. Yeah, they're all people of color. Black and Latino. So, I think that because it's a very good show. It's really good. I mean, it's educational. It's a list of things, y'all. It's really a good show. But anyway, he's on this show, and but apparently that's not his only claim to fame, because I saw some round table of him and some other actors, and there he was all done up, and they were just chilling. It was just all male actors, and there he was all spectacular and shit. This is why you're not getting any work. Because you're a trick. But there he was. Anyway, so this Pose, it's been coming up at different award shows. It's been nominated. I feel like it's won some awards. He's won some awards. But it has become now, what's Billy Porter going to wear? And every time he shows up, it's some grand feminine bullshit like this. First of all, Lady Gaga called, and she wants her entire concept back. She just called. So it's been done. And by the way, to both of y'all, Grace Jones just called, bitches, and she wants her fucking ideas back. She wants it. But every time he shows up now, it's this. And what I don't understand, I don't need to understand, hear this, I don't need to understand, is it's one thing if you are gay or lesbian. And those are the only two fucking titles I'm using. Because all we got is penis and vagina on the menu. Don't give me this other bullshit. If you're gay or lesbian, that's fine. That's between you and God. But why then all of this? And by the way, he's with a white man. No surprise. So why can't you just be a gay dude? Like, I really don't understand that. Why all that? What is that? I think it just serves to alienate people from you. It's like you already want me to understand one thing. Now I'm supposed to go with all of this too. Like it's an overloading of the sensors. It just is. It's too much. You know, same goes for the lesbian who now shows up looking like a man. Do you really need to do that? You have to do that? What is that? It just takes it someplace else, and it's just. I think they're always gonna have problems because you are. First of all, we wouldn't see it or know it, and then now you do all this. So it's just, I can't. I'm not going down that road again. I've talked about it, and I'm over it. Just fuck Billy Porter and the fat bitch that gave birth to him. And this is why you're not getting any work, and you'll be respected, and you're probably not going to get a whole lot of awards because you're a trick. You understand? And I don't give a fuck who you are, whether you're male or female, gay or straight. That looked like some bullshit that he was wearing. Period. It just was hideous. By any standard. On any human being. It was just hideous. Period. It just was. I'm over it. But there they were, because I heard one of the bitches on, a white bitch, definitely, no doubt, because again, all the problems of humanity are caused by these people. There was one of the white bitches on TMZ was saying, Usher should never be singing Prince. Like, your bitch, white ass can get up there and do Prince then, bitch? You can do that? Huh? Again, it's always, we've got to stop allowing this from these people, everybody. I tell you, you teach people how to treat you by what you allow. And it's time our people get a fucking backbone. And make it very clear, this is not tolerated. that to fuck with us on any level comes with consequences, then and only then will you get respect. But before I get to Usher, I want to say Lizzo's fat ass needs to die off. Because it's the same thing with Monique. You know, Monique was running around talking about skinny bitches and how she was so glad to be overweight and all this. And then now Monique has lost weight and she looks fantastic. You know, most of all, she's doing better. You understand? I told you guys I met Monique a few years ago. And she looked amazing. You know? And she's not big. You know, she's thickums a little bit, like just thick, but not like, oh my God, you know, nah, she looked fantastic. But this is what we're going through with Lizzo. You know, I think she's being used because it always goes back to the Aunt Jemima or some of the images of slave women that we've seen. You know, it's the over, it's buffooning the sexuality really of black women in a way. Like, we don't want you to be seen as this desirable image. So when Lizzo shows up on the beach with her fat ass in some shit she should never be wearing, let's say she looks amazing and we should celebrate that. No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. Because anybody that's overweight does not desire to be overweight. It's that simple. Don't give me, I love my body, and no, you don't. You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't. Now, let us make a distinction. If you have some medical issue, truly medical, whereby you cannot lose weight, then I'm here for you. Because I have the exact opposite. I told you guys, since I've been on Earth, I have chronic anemia. It's very difficult for me to gain weight and to maintain weight. Like, I would kill to be able to have to watch my weight, you know. So, if you have some issue where you simply cannot lose weight, that means even if you were on the best diet and had the best team of doctors, and they said, you cannot lose weight, miss, you're not, then that would be an aberration, which I suggest to you, most of it would be aberrations. But so many people walk around fat, and this is the fattest nation on earth, by the way, because of all the dead food that we're eating. People are putting stuff in microwaves. The moment you put something in a microwave, you may as well just eat dirt from the ground. That would be more nutritious, because once you put something in a microwave, you just killed anything about it that can give you any life-giving property, period, the end. And because it's dead, your body recognizes it as dead. It turns it into sugar and fat, period. You understand? So if you have a medical issue and you can't lose weight, then we are there for you. But everybody else, get out my face, including Lizzo's fat ass. You understand? And what's ironic, she really does have a very beautiful smile. And I love her those little rabbit teeth of hers. She's got the cutest smile. Like, when she smiles, I smile. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. But I also think when you are in the public eye, again, if you don't have no medical issue, when you're in the public eye, by default, you represent our people, and you need to be at your personal best. So even if you're going to be overweight, Lizzo, cover that shit up and look respectable. You understand? So I can't with her. But anyways, I mentioned her because she opened up the Grammys, which just also tells you how much music and entertainment is degraded. Because that's just not an opening act. You know, it's just not. It's just not. It's just not. But there she was opening the Grammys. That made me sick. Then this little fucker, he's supposed to be a rapper, but there's mental illness in his family because his mama came up there on the stage with him when he got his little Grammy, and she looked like she needed medication or something. But he performed. He had this blonde wig, and he had a bunch of people coming out dressed just like him with the blonde wig on, these fucked up ass outfits they had on. Now, when he opened his piece, he had Uncle Charlie Wilson, and Boyz II Men. They were standing around like a fire, and they were doing their harmony, and they, of course, it's Uncle Charlie and the Boys to Men. There's nothing that can go wrong there. Come on now. Until he came in. And it was like, why did they agree to do this with him? Because they're not related. He was just yelling into the mic. There was no music. There was nothing going on. It's just him yelling. So much was yelling that he had to literally pull an inhaler. I guess he has asthma. He had to literally pull an inhaler out of his pocket and did his thing while he was right there on stage. You go back and watch it. He's an embarrassment to all humanity. Tyler the Creator or Tyler the Rapper, I don't know what his name is. I don't care. He shouldn't have been up there. So that was a nightmare. Then this 5-minute one-hit wonder, this Lil Nas X. I'm over it. And the real Nas came out and performed with him. That was the only moment that it became a show. Because it's Nas. He still has it. First of all, he hasn't aged. He still has the presence. He still has it. I still felt the same when we walked on that stage. Like, okay, watch your tone and give respect. Like, just certain people command that, you know. He's always gotten that. And he changed the air in the room when he came out, you know. Because he's legendary. And he's actually talented. This little 5-hit wonder kid, I'm over it. And there he was in all fucking fuchsia pink. I can't. Again, he's supposed to be gay. Fine, be gay. But do we need all of that? So are you gay or you want to be a woman? Which one? Because what is it? You know? Again, I'm not going through this confusing bullshit. I'm just not. I don't need to. But he had a long segment. He performed with Billy Ray Cyrus and with Nas. And interesting to note that the Grammys doesn't allow any lip syncing. That's been one of their things. The Grammys is about artistry. Who has it? You know, it's not even about record sales, really. I feel like that's changing now, or has changed with the advent of social media and all that stuff. You know, if you have so many followers, then that means they can get that many viewers, and so then they can sell more advertising, and it becomes about money, you know, all over again. But I remember there was a time when the Grammys was just about artistry, you know. When Britney Spears came on the scene, she was a bigger star, but Christina Aguilera could sing. So they gave Best New Artist to Christina, not Britney, bitches. And there's many other examples of that, you understand, from the Grammys. But I mention it because Billy Ray Cyrus's mic was live, so was Nas, but this little Nas fucker, he was lip syncing. Roadhouse or something. I want to go to the Roadhouse or something. Whatever he was singing. Nobody cared. It's hideous. It was hideous and it made me sick. It just made me sick. I'm over it. Anyways, Ava DuVernay stood out for me. Just because anywhere she appears, I love her. I feel like she was a presenter or she introduced somebody or something. Loved her. I don't remember who hosted it. Was it Alicia? Yeah, it was Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys hosted. Yeah, she did host. But Usher was everything for me, y'all. It was Usher. It was Usher. His presence reminded me that he has the potential to be one of the last greats. When I say great, I mean someone who doesn't just come on and is famous and all that. I mean, I'm talking about longevity. A body of work that is really, that you can look back on and it wasn't just hype, you know? Usher has that, but he also has the artistry and his presence on a stage. He still has it. He can just he has a way of just standing that commands you to look at him. And he still has that, you know? Like, you can't just put anything over on me when it comes to entertainment. I'm always looking at it from many angles, you know? And it can't just be cliche and what just because it's the people are saying that's the hot thing right now. That doesn't get me. You have to sell it to me, you know. I'm not sure why they had a Prince tribute. Don't know if we really needed it because it wasn't. I don't know. Was it some anniversary that I don't know about? I'm still not mad that we had it. You know, of course, Sheila E. was, you know, but yeah, Usher still has it. He has it. And I think he did a fantastic job. He did Little Red Corvette. And he did When Doves Cry. I like how he did the 8-count step. Like the little slide, step. And slide. And slide, yeah. That little dun 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 dun, that little thing Prince them used to do, and the Time used to do it, and Jesse Johnson's review used to do. That's the move. I'm telling y'all. Morris Day and them, they do it, but yeah, he did it. He did it. And that dancer, whoever the fuck she was, she turned it. She was really hitting her marks and her cues and her timing, and it was good, man. It was just good. It was so good. Me and my sister were talking about it. I was like, yeah, Usher turned it. Like, everybody else can go home. Usher is the one that turned it. And I don't remember who else performed. I just don't. Like, if you weren't memorable, that means you were forgettable. So it means I don't need to focus on you. Usher was it for me. He was it. I'm trying to think who else performed. Nobody worth anything. Usher was everything. Anyways. Then, of course, I want to talk about the Super Bowl. Because, again, white people, once again. The killjoy, the Debbie Downer, pick your term. That's them. First of all, let us understand, everybody, that at different times, individually, both Shakira and J-Lo have acknowledged that all music is from Africa. That's first. J-Lo is from Puerto Rico. And Shakira is from Barranquilla, Colombia. And the way that Shakira was dressed and everything she did was exactly the way she needed to be dressed and everything that needed to be done. Period. End of story. J-Lo, go back and just put it on YouTube. J-Lo at American Music Awards. J-Lo at any awards show. When she performs, that's what she gives you. That there was nothing new. The way she dressed is how she always dresses. That one-piece bodysuit to her is what Beyonce's little fucking leotard is to her. J-Lo does the same thing, except for hers is full body. And she's always done that. And she wasn't naked. It was, women know she had, it was like, it was all one piece. But the parts where it looked like it was nude, that wasn't nude. It was actually flesh-colored material. So she wasn't naked at all. At all. And J-Lo gives you big performance. When she go back and watch any of her American Music Awards performances, y'all, that's all she do. She always has 1,000 dancers, several songs, and costume changes. That was standard J-Lo right there. That's it. That's what she does when she's done any award shows. And what she does in her concerts even. You know? But she also brought the house of Versace. Can I just say that? Like, everybody up there was in Versace. Because, you know, they don't pay the artists when they do the Super Bowl, but they get a production budget. So Versace got paid. And I was also impressed because as a choreographer and as a dancer, as a singer, as an instrumentalist and all that stuff, I can tell you that dancers usually, you know, the artist will be all done and then the dancers just get like something, you know, like y'all wear it is, or some special costume that might just not really, but everybody was in Versace. Everybody. And I didn't see a single outfit up there on any of those brothers that I would not want to wear personally myself. I'll go back and review it again to make sure. But everything they wore was like, that's the bomb. I don't care who made it, but it just happened that all of it was Versace. So it was J-Lo and the House of Versace. That's what it was. All right. I didn't know that was her daughter. When they showed the girl, I thought they had superimposed J-Lo's picture or something, like they were doing some kind of magic trick or something. I didn't know that. I know she's got kids, but I don't keep up with celebrities or their kids, quite frankly. But I just knew she looked just like J-Lo. Or I thought they had found some little girl that looked like her or something. Because she looked just like J-Lo looked like she looks. Certainly when she was in my wife's video, That's the Way Love Goes. But indeed, that was her daughter. You know. But what we should also notice as African people, they really represented their people. You see, we go do something, we don't really represent us. We don't. We think just us being there, that means we're representing. They vocalize it. They make it about their people. And I love that. I found myself yelling, "Viva Colombia! Viva Puerto Rico!" I was proud for them. And that's the other thing that made white people mad. Because here you had these two Latin women up there who refused to age. Looking amazing. Again, getting all this accolade, and they don't have anything that comes anywhere close to that at all. There's no white bitch that we've ever seen or ever going to see that comes anywhere near Shakira or Jennifer Lopez. Doesn't exist. Does not exist. So again, white jealousy and envy was on display. Well, it was a family show, and it was just too much, and it was this and the third. Well, bitch, so this is all J-Lo's ever worn. It's not like she just brought this out of her closet for this show and sprung this on us. That's all she wear. That's all she wear. Go back and watch any of her, like one of her shows she did. I don't know what year it was. But I don't remember what song she started out with this slow song. It was like a ballad. And then it just went for just like a minute. And then she looks up at the camera and everybody starts clapping, and they had something attached to the dress she was wearing that went in each direction, and there she was in her fucking catsuit. Dun 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 dun, and she did dun 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 dun. Oh man, what's that song? I know he started out with like that. Let all the heat go down or something. Dun, 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 dun. Work every day, work every day, dance for your poppy. Work every day, work every day. Yeah, that's the song. She does that and she goes into something else. One of the songs she did at the Superbowl. There's a piece of choreography that goes like that. I don't know. Anyways, that's all she do. So this wasn't anything that she sprung on them last minute and, we didn't know J-Lo was going to dress like this and Shakira and all this. And Shakira almost has to dress like that because she does things with her hips that are just not human. You know, and that's totally cultural. You know, that's African influence right there. So there was nothing wrong with what they did at all. It just wasn't. But we did find out that Jay-Z's fake bitch ass personally tried to get Jennifer Lopez to take out anything political out of her act. Like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce don't have no love for me, y'all. They just don't. They're mysterious, fucking vampire-ass, occultic-ass fucking people that we don't need to have any celebration for, any love for. I'm over both their asses. I haven't liked anything Beyonce has done since Dangerously in Love. Period. That album and Baby Boy and you know, she got me for 5 minutes with Destiny's Fulfilled when she came back with Kelly and them, you know, especially that Lose Your Breath. Made me lose my breath. Made me lose my breath. I'm over them. They're mysterious. Everything is a message and a sign and a riddle and shit, and I can't. I'm over them completely. And I never seen a brother that I wanted them to cut their hair worse than I wanted Jay-Z to cut that bullshit off the fucking top of his head, whatever the hell the fuck that is. It's not locks, it's not braids, it's just fucking, I can't. I'm over it. Anyways, I'm over it. But he tried to personally get her to take anything political out of her act. Appreciate J-Lo for standing her ground. Because what she did with those cages, with the kids in it, was fantastic. I could have done without the American flag. I think she should have, which I'm glad she didn't really highlight the American flag. It's just like you knew it was there when they showed her from a certain angle. But she opened it up so you could see that Puerto Rican flag. Yes, yes, yes. I was here for that. Yes, absolutely. And Shakira, one of my wife's dancers was dancing with Shakira. Yep. I don't know his name, but he dances with my wife. And, but anyway. But they really did a fantastic job. They did a fantastic job. And last thing I say about it is that I usually don't like fireworks of any kind, quite frankly. And certainly when they have them at events like this, it's like, fireworks for what? But the fireworks were well timed, and they lasted the number of beats they need to last and everything. I was like, okay, for the fireworks then even. They turned it. 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 Excuse me, they turned it. They turned it. They say J-Lo brought the house of Versace and everything that she does, and Shakira brought her thing. Whose performance was better? I thought J-Lo's, because it was more involved choreographically and visually, and it had just more moving parts to it. It just was. That's no shade to Shakira. It's just J-Lo's was better. It just was. It just was. Like I always tell you, anytime you have more than one of anything, there's always going to be one that stands out. You understand? I've told you that when it comes to my family. Not saying they're all total disasters, which they are, but there's no one more impressive or more dynamic or more anything in my family than me. There just isn't. There just isn't. Anytime you have more than one of anything, there's always going to be one that stands out above the rest. It just does. Period. It just happens to be me. You know? I'm sure many of you can relate to that. You know? So, yeah. Damn. So I think I'm just going to land it here against my own will, everybody. I think I will relish in shout-outs in my next video. Because I'll just have more time to do it. You know. But you must go and call that number that I gave you earlier. We need to call. And I probably will do a video of that too. Of me calling. You know, to see what kind of response I can get. You know. But I need you calling also. We need to let them know this is not cool. How dare you have Bloomberg down there speaking in your goddamn church? You're trying to lead our people astray. Because it's not about beating Trump, everybody. Every poll that shows that any of these Democrats, when they poll against Trump, all of them beat him. You know who beats him at the highest margins? Bernie Sanders. Just like it was in 2016. Period the damn end. So don't let yourself be seduced by this lie that it's about beating Trump, because everybody beats Trump. I could beat fucking Trump. You understand? What we're concerned about as a people is what happens after you beat Trump. They want you to be content just beating Trump and then all the other shit stays in place. Nah. What we want is you beat Trump and we get the shit that we want. Period. That's what we want. That's what we want. So you need to make sure you call in that phone number. Keep calling it. Store it in your phone and keep trying it at random times during the day. Wherever you live in the country. Keep trying. Keep trying. Keep trying. Keep trying. Keep trying. So, I'm going to land it here. At least I got all these things out. Like I say, some of this stuff I can expound upon later. If there's something you want me to expound upon, you can certainly let me know. Doesn't mean I'll do it, but you can at least present it, and maybe I do it. You can present it. Anyway, yeah. So, I have to remind you, everybody, I'm still trying to move this GoFundMe. Thank you for those people who have died. There was, I feel like there's a couple of recent donations. I don't remember, but I'll get those out. But to those of you, so I say thank you, but I'll get the shout outs in my next piece along with my other shout outs, you guys. I'll do that. I'll also shout out the donors to any recent donors to the campaign. But I remind all of you that the link for the campaign, for the link for the GoFundMe for my move to Ghana, West Africa, is in the description box down below. I need you to be united on something, everybody. Don't just sit back. Can we just come together around a common purpose on any damn thing? And oh, by the way, how many of you are paying however many dollars it is for that damn Netflix, and you can't help your brother out? Put something, at least $1 on that GoFundMe, everybody. I need you. This is not going to just appear out of a puff of smoke. You are what I need. So don't sit back and just think it'll just happen. It's not. I need you. You are what I need. You are what I need. So I need you to go click on that link in the description box down below and go and give $1 to that campaign. Also, again, you can also donate on Cash App. My Cash App is the Jedi 1814. Just the way it looks. The Jedi 1814. Alright? So, hopefully you're seeing this before Friday. Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully you're seeing this before Friday, and then, God willing, I will see you way sooner than the time between my last one and this one. Like I said, there's just a lot. Oh, I forgot to share this with you guys. I have to do this. I told you guys that one of my subscribers had come to visit me. And I'm going to hold that for the next video. Because I want to give that its own respect. Wallahi, you will see this hopefully before Friday. And I promise you, then the other one, I will get that up before the weekend is out, like Monday at the latest, you know, because I'm excited to share that with you, and I want to tell you all about it, and I want to put the pictures and blah 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 blah. So that I will do in the next video. All right, and maybe I'll just hold that. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't see no donations between now and Monday, then I'm just not gonna put up that video. I just won't do it. I won't do it. I just won't do it. I gotta find some kind of way, y'all, to motivate y'all. Some kind of way now. You shouldn't need it. You just shouldn't need it. I wouldn't need it, you know. Again, if it's one of us, it's all of us. You know, when you're in that frame of mind, your actions will change. You will act accordingly. I wasn't even looking for this and I found it. Damn. If you ever lose something, y'all, look for something else. Don't look for the thing you lost. Go look for something else, and then you'll find the thing you're looking for. Like, that's real. That's so real. Anyways, don't go past the Cash App or the GoFundMe, whichever one you want to donate on. Go and give at least $1, everybody. Don't sit back and be selfish. Be a part of something. 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 Stop being just a mooch and a parasite and a leech. You understand? It takes work to do these videos, you know? This doesn't just happen, you know? And as I've said to you, because of my disadvantage now of not having internet and my computer not working, I have to be on camera for every damn video now. You know? I don't like that. You know, because there's a lot of times I don't feel like it. I may have inspiration, but I just don't feel like it. You know, but I don't have the option now of just grabbing my headset and doing my recording and pulling up an article or pictures or something and just talking it. You know, I could still be in bed or something like that. You know, or I can be looking my worst. But I have to go on camera. So, you know, give and take. Just for that alone, you understand? Go and help your brother out. Go do it. Go to that link or go to the Cash App. Either one. Whichever one you want to do, you do that. I thank you guys in advance. I love you all. When you love anything, everybody, you got to be willing to tell it the good and the bad. Anybody proclaims their love for you in life, I don't care who it is. If you're only hearing wonderful things from them, they don't love you. Period. I love my people. So I'm willing to be harsh and chastise your bitch asses when I feel like we need to. Because you need to be better. You understand? So we have to do it that way. I don't want anybody around me that's not willing to tell me the brutal, honest, damn truth. Period. The damn end. You understand? I don't want that. I don't need that. I can't. So, I love you all. I'll see you soon.